example 3 for your notes, it's another one of these inequalities. We want to solve for y before graphing. If you glance at it, maybe you can see why I wanted to do an example like this. But I'll tell you when we get there. So again, solving for y, we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. Oh, maybe I should tell you first if you're writing it down. Our problem, we have 2x minus 6y is greater than or equal to 12. So negative 2x, we're subtracting 2x from both sides. So when we rewrite it, let's not forget that this 6y is a negative 6y. So negative 6y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 12. And still working on getting x by itself, we'll divide by a negative 6. And make sure you divide everywhere by a negative 6. So here's why I wanted to do this example. What do we have to remember when we are dividing both sides of an inequality by a negative number? Hopefully you caught it yourself, but we have to flip our inequality. It has to change directions. So now it's going to be y is less than or equal to. Here's another one of those fractions. I want to make sure you guys are starting to catch more. If we have a negative divided by a negative, it becomes positive. So a 2 over a 6 reduces to a 1/3 x. And then plus a 12 divided by a negative 6 is a negative 2. So here's our inequality. If we look at the fact that it's less than or equal to, what kind of line are we going to draw? Since we see the extra line, the or equal to, we're going to do a solid line. And now we can graph our points. Y-intercept is a negative 2, so we go down 2 on the y-axis. Please don't put that on the x-axis. And our slope is 1/3, so we rise 1 and run 3. Up 1 over 3. Down 1, I'm just reversing, back 3, down 1, back 3. We said this was going to be a solid line, so here's the solid line. So it's a solid line. Because it's less than or equal to, that means that any point that is actually on our line is also a solution to the inequality. When it's a dotted line, the points that fall on the line will not work as a solution. So solid line, we're including all the points that are on the line and everything either above or below. So our inequality is less than or equal to. Are we going to shade above or below? You're going to see a lot of this test point. Maybe you already know what it should be. But test point, I'm looking at the point 0, 0. We want to know, is that a solution? So plug it in for x and y. 0 is less than or equal to 1/3 times 0 minus 2. So is 0 less than or equal to a negative 2? Is that true? Since that is not true, 0 is not less than or equal to negative 2, when we shade, we don't want to shade where that solution is. We don't want to shade, if we notice the point 0, 0 is above the line, we have to shade on the opposite side. So we are going to be shading below the line. Also, less than or equal to, if y is less than the line, we'll be shading below the line. And there's your third example.